My dad demanded an invite to my graduation, so I told him why mom won't ever host him again. My parents divorced when I was 7 because my dad had an affair with my mom's best friend. It didn't come out in some quiet talk. It exploded at my 8th birthday party. Dad said he had to leave early for a funeral. Mom went to grab the car keys from his jacket and found an ultrasound photo. I was in the kitchen with chocolate cake on my fingers when I saw her stare at it like she couldn't breathe. She held it up and asked loud, "Whose baby is this?" Dad went silent, then started talking fast. People started yelling. My aunt grabbed me and rushed me upstairs. A week later, Dad was gone. 3 months after the divorce was final, Dad married her. They kept having kids. I have 6 half-siblings now, from 11 down to 2. Mom never remarried. She went back to school, became a nurse, and worked night shifts. When I was growing up, we did drop-offs like a handoff in a parking lot. Mom never walked into Dad's house. Dad never walked into Mom's. They didn't speak to each other for years, and I learned to keep my mouth shut and just move between them. Then the pandemic hit. I was doing online school at the kitchen table when Dad called Mom. The second she heard his voice, her face went hard. He said he and his wife worked at different hospitals and didn't want to expose the kids. He asked Mom to take his 6 kids for 2 weeks, maybe longer. Mom said no. Dad tried to guilt her, saying family helps family, and that I should be spending time with my siblings. Mom said, "Your family can help your family," and hung up. He called again and again. She ignored it. Then he started texting me that Mom was keeping me from my siblings out of spite. I didn't answer. After that, Dad acted like everything was Mom's fault. If I missed a weekend with him, it was your mom's influence. If I didn't reply fast, it was you're holding a grudge. Then he and his wife quit their jobs, said the stress was too much, and they started asking for help like it was owed to them. He'd send me photos of the little kids with captions like, "They miss you." If I stayed quiet, he'd text, "See, this is what your mom taught you." Every message felt like pressure, so I stayed quiet and focused on school. Now my college graduation is next month. Mom's been planning a party like it's her victory too. She rented a pavilion at the park, invited our whole extended family, and ordered a custom cake she couldn't really afford. She keeps checking the weather app, making lists, and asking me, "Do you want balloons or no balloons?" She keeps smiling at me and saying, "You did it. I wanted this day to be simple." Yesterday, Dad called and asked what time the party started. Mom was right next to me, so I put him on speaker. Mom shook her head and mouthed, "No." Dad heard her in the room and got loud right away. He said, "So what time is my kid's graduation party?" Mom said, calm, "There's one party and you're not invited." Dad snapped, "What do you mean I'm not invited to my own kid's graduation?" Mom said, "I'm hosting it. It's my party. It's my guest list." That set him off. He started yelling that Mom was still punishing him after 12 years and forcing me to pick sides. He said his kids were asking why they couldn't see me graduate, and he called Mom petty. I could hear his wife in the background telling him to calm down. Mom reached for the phone, but I held up my hand. I was tired of pretending the real problem was Mom. I said, "Dad, you made the choices that got us here." He said, "You don't understand adult relationships. People make mistakes." So I said it plain. "You chose to have an affair with Mom's best friend. You chose to get her pregnant while you were married. You chose to let it blow up at my birthday party. You chose to marry her right after. You chose to have 6 more kids. Mom didn't make any of those choices." He went quiet, then said, "Your mom should have moved on by now." I said, "She didn't betray anyone. You did. And now you want her to host a party for the woman who helped ruin her life?" He cut in, "Those kids are your siblings." I said, "I know, and I'm not mad at them. I'm mad that you keep blaming Mom so you don't have to feel bad." His voice got low. "You're being cruel." I said, "No, I'm being honest. You want Mom to act like nothing happened so you can feel comfortable. That's not her job." He hung up. 10 minutes later, his wife texted me a long message about how I'm hurting my siblings and how they ask about me all the time. Then his sister texted that I was heartless. Then his mom left a voicemail about forgiveness. My phone kept buzzing while I stared at it, thinking how they all want me to forget, but none of them forget an ultrasound photo showed up in my dad's jacket at my birthday party.